hang on. Go to that. Go to the channel. Something's coming up. You're live.
Yep, it should should be working.
Yeah, I see it. You're live. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you hearts.
What's hearts?
For the compendium.
Okay.
It's very easy to put together. The nature of it. I would send you the scene, but I didn't process the scene. So I'm going to give you this. This is your background.
Alright, I'm waiting for messages.
It's in the general, in the where we're in now.
Okay, that would be my background. Holy shit.
That's your background.
Save image as.
Where is... There it is.
Red Pill Chronicles background.
That's your corner.
Okay, corner. Okay.
Right. Okay. Oh, and then I gotta give you me. Do I have a thing of me?
Red Pill Chronicles.
Do I have a thing of...
Corner.
No, I don't. You see the like, comment, and subscribe. That could go underneath the box where the corner is, or way on the bottom, however you want to do it. And then, as you can see, Mr. Cardinal, which is the mascot, he will go in the lower left. As small as,
okay.
Not super small, but small.
Alright. Cool.
Right. And obviously on your side I should be being picked up.
Yeah, I think you are. It's hard to know.
Okay. Well, okay, so on the OBS.
Yep.
Okay. You'll have your mic audio. Okay, cool. That means that I'm being recorded. Cool. So that's good.
Fine, and my mic audio is fine.
Awesome. So that helps.
And now I've got to add the cardinal guy.
Yeah. So the cardinal guy, lower left, or okay.
I don't know if you're seeing this on your end on the Twitch.
Let me look. I haven't looked at it yet. There you go. Okay, so far you've got the background. Oh, there's Cardinal. I see him.
And the other one is kind of, the text is sinking into the...
No, I'm not worried. Yeah, I'm not worried about the text. It's just the images that we're looking for. A little bit smaller on him.
Like on the red pill guy.
Yeah, and Cardinal. Cardinal capsule.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Better. As for where's your upper right corner thingy?
You mean the?
You plug that in.
What upper right corner thing?
Well, I gave you the corner for...
Yeah, I've got that. Okay, I put it in the right corner. Can't you see it?
No, I can't.
The like, comment, and subscribe?
No, I see that.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry, I've missed one.
The red... Yeah.
I
the
apologize.
red thing, the red box, yeah. You may want to bring it forward.
It's okay. Gonna add that Red Pill Chronicle box.
Yeah. Because that box is for our Twitch thing. So when we do Discord, we should be in the little box.
Okay, hang on.
Working on there it is. Cool, I see it. On the new show. All right. Can we shrink that down a little bit?
Okay.
Because it doesn't have to go to the whole length. No, I meant for the red thing, the red and black box I gave you.
That's what I'm doing.
You can. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it. There's a delay.
Yeah.
Almost perfect. You see the bottom, the one that goes straight down?
Yep.
Make sure it gets about halfway out on that page.
Okay, hang on. Let me shrink you. Okay, a little bit more.
Cool.
Okay, that'll do.
That's perfect. Now, as for the like, comment, and subscribe thing, you can make it small and put it just right under that box because it tucks right under there quite nicely. Yeah. Oh, a little bit higher.
Hang on.
Okay.
Because I've got so many overlays now, it's having trouble clicking on one.
I know.
There we go.
There's a delay and a bit better. Okay, so now you need, in that black box there, we will need to give you the OBS thingy. Let me get into Discord OBS. Yeah, the Discord's that installed for that. Where am I? There. Go into that.
Oh, we're just putting up the OBS symbol.
Yeah.
Why don't we just get that in Google?
That's what I'm doing. Good. All right. I'm gonna. Why isn't this? Oh, you little. Oh, why aren't you? Okay, so why aren't you showing me the source? Why? That's because it's too damn big. Copy. Okay, I'm gonna post the source for you in the general. Once I figure where the fuck it is. There it is. Paste. Copy that. Okay, so you do know how to...
I copy that, where do I put it?
Browser source.
Oh, of course, okay. Yep. Paste. No, wait. Red Pill Compendium source. And then... Hang on.
Holding.
There we go.
Okay, how does my audio sound now when I'm doing this?
It's,
Crap, good.
let me figure thing.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 12. Okay, cool. All right, now I'm gonna look at the Twitch side of things because I stopped looking.
Okay.
All right, I don't see. Okay, where you see the OBS stuff,
Yeah.
put it in the black box.
Okay, I can do that. So there. How's that?
Well, keep
No,
it
no, no,
going.
no. I'm waiting.
Brilliant. Awesome. Brilliant. Perfect. Thank God. Okay. Oh. It doesn't have to be. It could be centered. It's fine. It doesn't have to be.
I forget that you're a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff.
It's fine. I will just leave it. It looks great. All right. Okay. So here we go. All right. All right. So now the red pill compendium. Oh, there is like one last piece for you, and I don't want to drive you insane.
Yep.
It is the actual cover page. It actually goes on top of everything, and then you just click it on and click it off.
Okay.
So you know the little check boxes in the OBS, you check on,
Yep.
check off. Okay.
Oh, okay. You want to send me the intro?
Not quite the intro. It's just the overlay page for the actual title of the show.
Okay.
I don't. Okay, so I'm gonna send that to you as well. That's the last piece. I want to make sure everything you settled and figured it out. While I hunt down where the hell I put it. Oh, I know I put it. I put it in the fucking folder called Compendium. All right, so I'm gonna give you this. Well, or maybe I should give. No, don't take that one. Don't use that.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
Use that one. I just added. I'm gonna delete.
It's
this.
slightly nicer.
I know.
It's 2% nicer, which makes all the difference.
One is actually the banner for the YouTube thingy. Delete that. Okay. All right. Cool. No.
Okay. Image. Red. Chronicle. Title.
Just remember, it covers everything.
This is literally covering everything. Okay.
Everything, because that is the how we start, tactically.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
It came in a bit bigger than we expected.
No, that's the whole idea. Yeah, it's really big. It's
A couple thousand pixels. Okay.
Oh yeah, I wanted to make sure we were able to get the top quality. So
Okay, let me know when. Okay, so we're turning off in 3, 2.
A little bit more.
Okay. 5, 4, 3.
I can still see the red.
You can still see the red.
Yeah, on the
I see.
right hand side. Yeah.
Of course, we can't have it.
I'm sorry. I have my own OCD when it comes to these things.
Okay, how about this?
Okay, brilliant, awesome. Okay, so now click it off.
There we go. Whew, okay, hey everyone.
Okay, cool. All right, that is brilliant. Okay, thank you, Leo. Sinsu, what are you doing over there? All right. Wow. That only took like 20 minutes of my life.
Well,
of your life.
an hour and
of our
20.
lives. Well, technically, yeah, we've only been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The other thing is we will need the articles.
Just fucking.
I know. I already know. Let me find them in your. Yeah, I did send them to you.
Yeah, you did. I just have no idea how to. It's just like.
Okay, so you want to display your desktop?
So I'm gonna have to do it. Oh, really? I'm gonna get rid of my pawn. No.
Yeah, you gotta have to get rid of the board.
Okay. So, 1 minute.
So the first thing, before anything else, what you want to do is in a separate page of whatever browser you're using.
Yep.
So put in the articles that you want.
Okay, and do window capture.
Yeah, and then do the window capture and make sure that the OBS is not showing. You have double screen?
Sorry?
You're using the double screen, right?
No.
So you're not using two screens?
No.
Okay, so what will happen is the OBS will pick up everything.
Okay.
And then after you set things up, you'll want to shrink down the OBS, which is going to be a little weird.
Wait, couldn't I just have that window be invisible until we're ready for it?
Yeah, you can.
How about we just do that instead?
Okay.
And I'll find those articles. Like, so are we doing all of them? So we're starting with which one?
Well, whichever fits your fancy. I was hoping that we can cover, what do you call her, the purple haired one.
Yeah. I was thinking that one. Okay, so I'm cutting and pasting that, and when we're ready, we'll have that in our window.
Alrighty, this is, ladies and gentlemen, and since we already have one person here, this would be the Red Pill Compendium. It's basically hard truth and reality of not only within the manosphere, but with everybody's sphere in general. I thought it'd be something interesting for Mr. Nemo there to put him back into his skill set.
Hey guys.
Since he was a MRA member.
And a somewhat prominent one, I like to think.
Prominent one? Well, how prominent is prominent, sir?
Prominent is head of the Melbourne chapter, and also doing the 4th biggest Red Pill documentary screening in the planet.
In the planet?
On the planet.
On the planet. Okay, that I was gonna be more specific.
Yeah.
In the planet. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So you the red pill screening.
Yeah.
So how successful was it?
Oh, I think we had about 200 people come up. We got 17 news articles written on us because we had a bit of issues with basically terrorist threats and all sorts of other shit getting the original screening cancelled, which is in a cinema called the Palais, which is just a really nice, pretty one. And then after all the shit, we ended up doing a GoFundMe, getting the money raised so we could hire some ex-military security, and went to another place that was kind of not necessarily known for doing screenings, but capable, and we had it there instead.
So,
the first one was at a legit cinema. The next one was at more of a place where you'd probably have like a wedding reception. But once again, it had a full screen and capable of doing that. But that's not their primary function. If that makes sense.
It makes enough sense to me.
It looked fucking pretty though, the room did, because as I said, it was made for like receptions and whatnot.
Yeah. So, what got you into the whole movement of the MRI?
Well, the original thing that started me getting into it is I was like looking at, like, I don't even know how I got informed about it, but Earl Silverman and his troubles with like opening up the first men's rights, like domestic violence shelter, and I guess the way he was basically being laughed out of the room and stuff made me look into it. And as I started looking into it, you know, you get connected with all the people that talk about it, and you look into, I guess, how extensive it is and how much shit's going on that's against men and boys. Well, especially at that time, I thought. You know, I was like, well, Jesus, someone's got to do something about this. And then the final catalyst was, you know, Earl Silverman committing suicide. I was like, yep, now I've really got to do something about it. It's, you know, people fucking killing themselves to get a message out there. The least I can do is get involved.
So, how long were you in it?
I would say, technically I still am, I guess, but I don't really play that much of a role anymore. I help out the people in Melbourne when I can, and I've been in it for probably 5 years now. So since 2013.
2013?
Yeah.
So you considered almost like one of the old dogs on the block?
Yeah. That's why I said somewhat prominent.
Yeah, somewhat prominent. Anybody that you kind of rubbed elbows with?
I've rubbed elbows with Karen Strong, I've rubbed elbows with Alison Tiemann, Mike, John the Other, Paul Elam, Dean Esme, who else? Some of these are, if I forget their names. Tom Golden, Rachel Edwards, Victor Zen. That's off the top of my head.
anybody that you kind of thought was kind of creepy, douchey, or
Can I
kind
say
of?
basically all of them?
You could. It's all up to you. So
Well,
this
no,
is
well,
giving you no
I
limit.
think that's honestly the big problem with it is 90% of them, man, have got very, very skewed views on this type of thing and are very, very more self-obsessed with themselves than they are with the actual movement, you know?
Okay,
And this is
so
what led to me being disillusioned with it, you know? Is this people would either be destroyed by it or they would, if they did it purely for profit or something like that, you know what I mean?
yeah. Okay. So that's the ultimate core. Anybody you think that could have been or is actually helping the movement in some way?
Well, definitely. Well, I'll say some people in Australia that go unsung. There's like the defender who's known as a Sydney guy. The guy who did the Sydney thing. He's pretty hardworking and does a lot of stuff for divorced dads, basically trying to get their kids back. He tries to get them a lot of pro bono lawyers and whatnot, but very little recognition. Who else have we got out there? Once again, I like to think Victor Zem did a lot of good work, and he was pretty honest about it. But he was kind of one of the guys that got chewed up and spat out. Who else is there? Believe it or not, I'm going to say Stefan Molyneux. Even though he doesn't do stuff directly for men's rights, I think he has done a lot more for the movement than people give him credit for. And I'll say lastly, John the other, why he was in it. Even though he's a bit of a MGTOW too, why he represented as a men's rights advocate, he did a lot of good work too.
So you just spoke something that's more of my interest.
Yes, I did.
MGTOWs.
And this is why you're the expert in that.
Well, I'm pretty much the old school. I'm what's considered red pill at birth. If you want to go that route, I was from a time period of the 70s. So this is, yes, I'm dating myself already.
Yes.
I've been what's considered MGTOW for all my life. Um, Actually, we started with no actual name, so we were the creatures that were unknown for the largest portion of the community, and we just kept to ourselves for the most part. A lot of us would be considered philosophers. Uh,
But do you think even back then, do you think you were anti-marriage and all that other stuff?
See, here's the weird thing when it comes down to MGTOW's classic, if I want to call them, if I want to go that route. See, we didn't believe in anti-marriage and whatnot. We always believed in learning and philosophizing to teach others the same information that we have. The best way of explaining it is Married with Children.
Okay.
It was a TV series back in the 90s, and the main character, Al Bundy, he created something called No Man.
Yeah.
No Man. Now, keep in mind, Al is married with 2 kids, and his
Hence the
neighbor
name Married with Children.
right,
Yeah.
and he ends up getting another kid along the way or whatever. But he also has the dog named Buck. But he ends up having he has neighbors, the Rhodes, Steve and Marcy Rhodes. Now they're kind of a feminist type core, because Steve Rhodes, he's more of a cuck. He does everything for whatever his wife's demand and things like that. Where Marcy, she controls everything that happens within the household, right?
Yep.
And eventually, Steve goes and becomes the actor. He leaves, but they write the character off, and I think he becomes a ranger. And they bring in another character with the last name Darcy, and I can't remember his first name, but it was always Darcy. So Marcy ends up marrying him after a drunken stupor or whatnot, and because the guy is younger and prettier, she keeps him
Okay.
as a trophy husband. Okay.
Yep.
But she goes full feminist to a point where she almost like it looks like a clucking chicken.
Okay.
Okay, and during this time frame when we end up, or just after the Steve leaves and this new guy Darcy shows up, this is where No Man comes into play, and it's a really interesting catch because it's about married men trying to teach other men the plights of being married and whether to go into marriage or not. These are your decisions. Unlike what MGTOWs are currently, the current ideas of MGTOWs, they they're all about being what I want to call them monks.
Yep.
Sorry, but
Well,
it's
yeah,
impossible.
they're literally like the grass eaters in China, basically being
Well,
learning to live without women.
yeah, but the problem with that is your sexual drive is part of your innate humanity. Without that, you're not really a person. Sorry, men and women have a sexual drive.
Yeah,
Men have more so on the sexual drive than women in some aspects.
yeah, and not just that, but it's also a good thing that we're pushed towards that thing. I guess the sexual
Yes.
drive. It's what makes
Well,
us.
again,
Yeah, go.
that's how we procreate. We need this in order for us to continue as a species. So, um, these are things that the core MGTOWs knew. So, again, we used to go around from, you take it as a classic pirate or rogue or a rebel, all right? They go from town to town until they get settled down and they've got their wife, their children, the white picket fence, and whatever strife that's family life, but they're doing shit their own way. That's the reason. That's the actual phrase. Men going their own way, whether
Yes.
it be going their own way within marriage or without marriage, within a relationship, or whatever that situation.
Yeah.
We choose to go in that direction,
Yeah.
and we take control over that as best we can. This is almost like classic marriage in some way,
Of
or
course,
the classic.
I get you. So this is more about like, I hate to use this word, but almost conservative values.
Almost very close to very, yes, very very. It's more. I'm gonna say for my political leaning, it's central with a little bit of a right,
Yeah.
just a nudge on the right side of the scale because of the factor that I believe that everybody should have the equal rights and whatnot, coming from a background of mixed race and whatnot.
Yeah.
I understand that the gender spectrum, if you want to call it a gender spectrum, is kind of confusing for some, and we have to be accepting for all the different mental illnesses or social taboos or whatever that exist. And once we get past all that portion of it, it comes back down to how you fundamentally see yourself within the rest of society.
Of course, of course. And as I was saying, with the hint of right would probably be because you agree with all those. I guess if we're going to call them left wing values, the right wing
Yes.
values, avoiding overindulgence, striving for independence. I guess
Yes.
responsibility, all that stuff.
Correct. Those come into play. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, as we grow up, we have a larger level of responsibilities going forward.
Yes.
Whether it be government forcing us to pay taxes or whatever, uh,
Yeah.
or us getting into a situation where we have children and then we have to figure out exactly what the next step is going forward.
Exactly.
And
And a lot of these recent MGTOW people, it seems like they do want to go in perpetual childhood. You know?
yeah, they do. It's in some ways it's kind of scary, and this is why I'm looking at as somebody else coined it for me in a different hangout. Um, they called it neo MGTOWism, which kind of makes sense to a degree, because you've got in my mind, you have more or less the childlike state of MGTOWism, where they're not too sure exactly what it means, and that's where I think we've lost our ways because of people like Sandman and whatnot.
Yeah.
Uh, Sandman is a good introduction to MGTOWism to a point, but you have to progress beyond Sandman,
Yes, you do.
beyond his sanity. If you stay within his sanity, you're pretty much screwed. You're just gonna live there.
Yeah.
So,
It seems like also another thing you advocate for is like starting from a point of this, but then becoming like you're doing your own self knowledge and looking in
correct.
yourself and realizing this shit that's wrong with you, not just what's quote unquote wrong with women. You know?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some stuff that's wrong with both men and women.
Of
I
course.
agree.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say, and here's the weird thing, hashtag not all.
Yeah.
Not all women are gold diggers. Not all women
Yeah.
are thoughts. and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. But
Thoughts.
there is a small core that are just kind of show up and do one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
And if you already know this going into the game, then you can pretty much kind of weave through the landmines.
Yeah, exactly. You can I guess protect yourself from sustaining any damage from these people when you encounter them, because
Correct.
romantically or not, these people can be hazardous to your health, just like
Ah,
the people, the men who know how to leech off you, or the downright physically violent ones, or as the other side of the thing. Not all men are violent, all that other shit, but the ones that are, you want to know how to spot them out so you can stay the fuck away from them. Just like with
correct.
women that are hazardous for your health, you got to know how to spot them out and stay the fuck away
Yeah.
from them.
Well, yeah, no, and within our sphere, we have the MRAs,
Yeah.
or the MRMs,
Yeah.
depending on how much way you want to
Yeah.
go with. You have the PAUs, which is the pickup artists. These are the toxic individuals. That group there, the toxic individuals who, though, are all they want to do is sleep with as many women as possible, but they don't want to take any responsibility that come with.
That's right.
And then you have my crew called
Big time.
MGTOWs, for the most part.
Yeah.
And we're broken up into different little cliques and sections.
Yeah.
And,
There's definitely
this
an
is-
event diagram of all three of those as well, that somehow meet in the middle.
correct. And we all have an idea of one thing, and that we all know we have one major enemy.
Yeah.
And that one major enemy will be and always will be is feminists.
Yes.
Those blue haired, purple haired
Exactly.
harpies who-
You know, which has kind of evolved from me from feminism to Marxism, because
Yes,
you know
it has.
it like that was my original thing in the early days. You know, fucking feminist side of, but now it's like, okay, no, Marxism was the enemy that was born of feminism. You know, but it takes a while to learn that much. You know.
Well, and that's something that you just nailed it right there.
Yeah.
Right. And this is something that most don't take the time to do. They just kind of go, well, that's just a feminist. What makes them a feminist?
Yeah.
Besides how they present themselves and what they're saying, there's got to be more to that than just that. What else makes them that
Yeah.
way?
Yeah.
Their ideas, their doctrine, their philosophy, something about them.
Exactly.
Besides-
Well, there's a big difference between, like, for example, Amanda Marcotte and Emma Watson. Even though they fundamentally believe the same thing, they are very, very different people and would get to that end goal in a very different way.
Yes.
You know, if they could be king of the forest, type of thing.
Oh yeah, yes, and that's a challenge. Is trying to figure out what your enemy is, and unfortunately, in order to learn your enemy, you have to take the time to do the study.
Yeah.
And not many people are going to do that.
Well,
they're not going to take the time.
It's difficult, and there's very little. If anything, it's almost painful. You don't get
Yes.
rewarded for it; you get punished for it. You know, that's the sucky part about it. You know, the more you know about this, the crazier you might seem, in some ways.
Well, this is the reason why the compendium is being slowly created.
Yes.
It's a combination of learning the different aspects of not only feminism and the other manosphere group, as well as trying to kind of see what's happening within the social media, as well as entertainment and anything else like that pops up, which we'll get a lot of for the next couple of more years, because if you look here in Canada, we have Justin Trudeau, who's our prime minister, and we've got to deal with him.
When's your next election?
Depending if we can rush, if they decide to rush it, will be another 3 years.
Fuck.
If they rush it, it'll be 2 years, 2.5 years, because he's already done about a year time.
He's only been in for a
Normally,
year?
Yeah.
It's
we
felt
go through
longer.
cycles.
It's felt.
I know it has. Just keep in mind that we go from year to year. It's 4-year term before he goes into a re-election.
Yeah, well, we're the same, man. But our prime ministers, they don't play a very big role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just kind of there. No one really gives a shit.
Well, that's kind of what we think here in Canada as well. But the problem is that it's more or less our Senate that best way for some Americans who might be listening is to you've got the president, which is the man who's got the power of veto. You've got the House you've got the House, and then you've got their Senate. Those are their three. Now, out of all those three, the president doesn't do much except for just sit around and sign whatever documentation and put and pretty much gives minor ideas. It falls back down onto the Senate into the House that does most of the dictation of their law as well as creation of whatever laws and orders that they have. So if you want enforcement of set laws or restructuring of whatever that's in the Bill of Rights, it goes through that pecking order. It has to go through the lowest column to go right up to the president, who signs that documentation, and it gets sent out and it becomes a thing. Similar to here in Canada.
Yeah.
Just you take Trudeau, he's the guy that signs all the paperwork and is pretty much our mouthpiece. Then you have his House of Representatives that he actually pulls from. So he actually, out of his entire stock of his caucus, he pulls out whoever he thinks is going to fit whatever seat that needs to be done, and it's usually 12 ministers that are inside. And then outside of that is the rest of the challenging floor, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
All the seats and the MPs, they all represent me.
Yeah.
Or my district or whatever.
Yeah.
And I tell them, hey, I don't like this, and then they get a group consensus, and they bring it to, and it goes up to the highest chain of command, and then Trudeau, being the lead, he kind of goes, I like this idea.
Oh, I don't like it.
This
yeah.
idea.
So see, being from the Commonwealth, we have a very similar, system. Being from mighty Queen herself.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing about the Commonwealth. Canada, all of the UK, some parts of Africa still follow it. Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
We all have that House of Commons idea, that Parliament, and we always have we have little minor figures, but we always have that main figure who's going to be the main representative on the top of the pyramid, and everybody else falls into place.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah. Have you ever had a? I know we're getting way off topic here, and I apologise, but last one, I promise. Have you guys ever had a prime minister that's been fired by the Queen?
Not to my knowledge.
We'll talk about it later, but we did.
Yeah, well, there we go. There's something to, yeah.
We'll chew into that next time.
Wow, that'll be a good topper for it. What I'm thinking is we're going to do this every 2 weeks, so that it gives us some time to grow and whatnot. So every 2 weeks, so we can get whatever topic and ideas figured out. And then so every second week, in between every first of the week, we'll probably game together and then keep repeating that.
Yeah.
So we do this, and then the next week gaming session, and after that this, and then so on and so forth. That's what until we get a little bit more of a standing and know exactly which way we want to go. This would probably be the easiest route, so that we're not trying to overpower too many people, as well as slowly building up a bit of credibility.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, check your schedule on the GatorandFrog.com, and we will have more of the awesome topics. But something came across in the not that long ago, sometime today. There was an article that was unleashed, and I thought it was quite interesting, and that we should.
Yeah. You want me to open up now?
Yes, please.
There. Oh, hang on. Nope.
Right now we got technical difficulties. I love it. No.
There we go. Hang on. Here we go.
Awesome. That was pretty close.
I don't know how. Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, it's again. You're getting used to it.
Yeah.
You're getting used to it. There's a little bugs here and there.
There we go. That should be a bit better.
Alright, now I'm just gonna wait for a little bit just to make sure that the stream is caught up because there is a delay. So, there we go. That does look a lot better. Brilliant. So, the article of said thing is MRIs makes 46-minute cut of The Last Jedi that edits out all the women.
Of course they did.
Yeah,
Those filthy fucking
course.
MRA.
I know. They're evil. See, here's the one thing I'm not 100% sure because if you go to other sites besides this particular one, the pedestrian, they don't really mention MRAs. It's some loser, or they will mention MRAs. So it's like a weird modge podge of they don't know who actually made this thing.
Well, that's the thing. It's just convenient to call them MRAs. It's, you know, they did the same thing with the they did the same thing with the what do you call it? The Mad Max movie when that guy Roche V. You know, he was like, "We gotta ban it," and they go, "Oh, all MRAs want to ban it." It's just a convenient slur.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it's become. It has become a slur. You know, I think that's the part that pisses me off the most about this type of thing because it's a very weird slur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you broke it down the word, but anyway, let's go ahead.
So getting down to it, it's utterly tragic that MRAs are given. Let's move down. Here we go. We'll go down to this little comment here. The resulting movie is, wait for it, 46-minute long. Yes, I know it's not ideal. It's made from a cam source, most recent in HDTC1, with the Asian hard sub, which is pretty watchable. It has issues though, but it has been done. You will probably enjoy it most when you view it less as a blockbuster movie, and more of some kind of an episode from a mediocre Star Wars series.
Yes.
So ultimately, they cut out most of the shots from the fighter pilots, the officers, the commanding people who have ideas, quote unquote, from the person who did the if you want to call it the subject list. That's what it is. It's a plot list. Yes. So there's no Holdor, which is quite nice. Which means that her subplot doesn't exist, and the kamikaze was carried out by Poe. Poe dies. Leia never scolds, questions, or demotes Poe. He is respected and very skilled, high-ranking member of the Resistance.
The Resistance.
I know. I have to do the French.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
I mean, I feel like I should be in that little South Park thing.
The Resistance moved on. Yeah, it is the most ridiculous title for anything ever. In a way. Well, they have got the list of all the scenes cut here. I do like the bit that without Poe is a highly respected, high-skilled, ranking member. It's like.
Well, he did start off as a high-ranking member, and somewhere on the line they just
cut him out.
Said, "Hey, fuck it,
yeah.
We don't need him." Well, originally, if I remember correctly, he was the actor, his character. He was supposed to be killed within, the TIE fighter crash scene.
Yeah.
Finn was supposed to be the only one that lives.
Yeah.
And henceforth, after talking with Abrams, he convinced him to remain in the actual, movie. And talk about an actor trying to keep his job.
Yeah, it's sad. And then and there's no green booby milk.
Yeah. Yeah, there goes. Oh, as well as the Wookiee eats the pork, or at least isn't interrupted in trying to do so.
Yeah.
Because those bad boys need to be
eaten.
Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, it's
Yeah, obviously it's not far from perfect. Yes, the source is in the DVD quality level. Some technical edits were slacking because why not? It's a cam source. Yeah, there's some plot points that doesn't fit up quite nicely. Overall, at least, for 46 minutes comparative to the 2 hours and
I thought it was. I think it
12.
was 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. It's still
Jesus, that's
extremely
a lot of
long.
movie for.
Yeah,
Uh,
and a lot of movie of being having a lot of movie watching men being scolded for daring to ask a question of what are we doing?
yeah, exactly. Do we have a plan here? How dare you
Yeah,
ask if we've got a plan? We're not gonna. We're not gonna all die. 2 hours later, literally everyone's dead.
one dies. Yes. Also, the science on the kamikaze is a little off.
Yeah,
Though the light speed is pretty interesting way of attack
yeah,
because the amount of inertia, the amount of force being impacted, uh, it would not implode. It would not even explode. It would just simply fade.
it would fade. Well, there's a small possibility that if you were traveling at light speed and you ran into something, that you would actually go right through it.
Well, yeah, there's that, but
Because apparently your
the
particles would align with the light particles and just go through it like it
yeah,
was But anyway.
yeah, yeah, but if you take it at sub light speed,
Yeah,
you're still you're pretty much okay. You take your entire ship, you're breaking it down to no more than the size of a port.
yeah,
You smash it against the supremacy.
yeah,
Now, what would happen to the supremacy, and you would disappear because the heat alone would melt everything
yes,
because you're creating a lot of inertia, and that would just disintegrate. It wouldn't explode, it wouldn't implode, it would just disappear.
yeah,
As well as the planets around you, it would take a good distance. So whoever was on those planets, surrounding planets, they'd be fried.
yeah.
Some of those planets would be gone with.
Yeah, it would be pretty. It'd be one hell of a
You thought-
kamikaze, put it that way.
Right? You thought that Alderaan, had it bad.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Alright.
But overall, getting back to the core of this, what do you think of this particular thing? This is obviously it's on Pirate Bay. You probably downloaded it for free. Check it out if you would want to.
Yeah, it could be easily found, but I don't know. I think it's more of a funny joke than anything. I don't think it was meant to be taken too seriously. I think they're really upset about it, but I think the guys who made it didn't have any fucking agenda or anything. I just thought they're like, hey, what would this movie be like without women? You know?
Oh yeah, or at least take out the useless plot points. And
Yeah.
Rose. That made no sense. 'Cause I don't care. Every non-official critic really hated the certain useless plot points from the Force SJW. Rich folks are evil. To Rose, and I'm gonna save you even if it kills us.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Then what did Finn do? Absolutely nothing.
Absolute. Yeah. And then there's the fact that like Luke Skywalker's literally a shadow of what like people expected him to be, and all this other stuff. You know.
Yeah. And then you have Super Leia.
Yeah. Leia who can
which-
fly in space and do a Mary Poppins.
Pretty much. Wow. And then we go Captain Phasma. That was a useless character.
I feel sorry for
can't-
her because like that was
Oh,
built up
Gwendolyn
so
Christie.
like that was built up so well and so like even in the movie before that like we're like oh she's gonna be so epic and it just nothing's happened. Like they had a strong female character right there.
Yeah, I know.
And they-
I mean, not only did you have a strong female character, but you had a very dominating actress who has played another very strong, interesting character.
And yes, she's already earned her chops. No one would
Yeah.
complain if she kicked ass and took names. No one would
No,
call her a Mary Sue.
I could see her taking out Finn because Finn is just a janitor.
Yeah.
She is, the squad commander. She or whatever you want to call her. She's top tier everything, right?
Yeah.
She's elite. And I'm like, okay. But she gets duped
Yeah, it makes no
by a
sense.
smuggler and thrown into the trash. And then afterwards, what was the point of her coming back?
Yeah. Well, and even though she did come back, she didn't do anything even in the second movie. Not really.
she was useless more than Boba Fett. Hell, Jango Fett had more things to do, even though he was beheaded.
Well, I was gonna say she was more useful than fucking what was his name? The guy from episode 1 that everyone hates.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
like Jar Jar Binks was more useful, literally.
Yes, literally.
So
Yes.
so the guy who's uncoordinated, who can't speak properly, who was weak and pathetic, he caused more damage and did more for the for his team than Captain Phasma did.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, I know, but that's just the way that's the way how it was written, and so it was written, so it shall be done.
Yeah.
So all we have to do is wait for how what's his face, Jar Jar Abrams figures out this last one.
Well, I can only imagine how bad this next one's going to be, because apparently it's going to have more. And J.J. Abrams has been quoted saying this. It's going to have more queer and LGBT people and people of color than ever.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I look. We all know that in the Star Wars canon, or at least what was canon, the legends.
Yeah.
That yes, there are the queer LGBT characters that exist, great. But now we're going to kind of rewrite everything.
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. Like once again, I'm struggling with names here. But I know you watch Doctor Who, and there's a fella who's he's got his own spin-off series. He's in Torchwood. What's his name?
Captain Jack.
Yeah, Captain Jack. Yeah, Captain Harkman. Like he's actually a really good example of a LGBT character. Because he's gay and he's bi and he's everything else. He's into aliens. He'll F anything that moves. And
pretty much he will. Yeah, that's well. The beautiful thing with Captain Jack Harkness is he was an introduction character from the 25th century humans.
Yes.
Who he went backwards in time where he was found, but yes, he is considerably bi because the humans from his century or his time frame go into more of a sexual ambiguous. They all do everybody.
Well, it was basically like a second sexual revolution, basically.
Yeah.
Where like they literally do the whole love is love regardless. Well, and they don't really talk about it much. That's just him. That's what he does, and it's not really mentioned ever again. They just do winks to the audience when he hits on another thing.
Yeah, anything, and it's always Jack. Okay, not again, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Come over here, Jack.
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually quite funny. It's charming and it's cool, and it's not forced. And I think that's what, I really wish these people would stop doing this forced, bad writing. It's just bad writing.
Yeah, and that's something that I think we can touch for our next show as well.
Yeah.
It is getting further into the SJW narrative.
Yeah.
Because we're getting close to the end of this one. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit of a short one, even though it's kind of considerably long for us.
Yeah.
Because we had some minor technical difficulties and whatnot, and I had some massive audio issues that I have to go through to figure out exactly why my audio is not working properly.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And so within the next show that we'll be doing, and I'm going to give you guys a point of interest. For anybody who's on the today time frame of being January the 18th, we will be doing the next one roughly about the same time frame at the 1st of February.
That's right.
As for those who are headed, and it's be the future of the 19th will be the 2nd.
That's right.
Of February.
That's right. It'll be my
next week.
My Thursday. Well, my Friday. Everyone else's Thursday.
For the most part, almost everybody else's Thursday.
Yeah.
There are some people within your time frame too.
Yeah, exactly. On my planet.
Yes, on your side of the planet. Yeah. But for next week, I think what we'll do is we're going to do a co-op game.
Yeah.
Because like I said before, I want us to have a bit of fun as well as do a few things so that we have time to kind of figure out exactly what our talking point. Because I know, like, for example, TFM, he does his almost on a week. And even though this is his his idea of his career is his bread and butter.
Yeah,
He's able to put something together very quickly and be able to, shoot the shit with his ilk.
absolutely.
But because of the fact that it's just a two-man team here, you and me and our esteemed whatever Captain Cardinal is, not Cardinal, Cardinal Capsule,
Yes.
our mascot. He's pretty much going to help out with whatever secondary narratives that might come up, or he'll read off whatever script that is created for him, and he'll kind of act as kind of an in-between for whatever narratives that we might find that's interesting,
Yeah.
or whatever knowledges that we want to pass on so that people understand it better.
And an
So
easy
we're
red
gonna use it.
capsule to swallow.
Yes, in a nice, fine, fancy dress red capsule to swallow.
Yes.
Yes. I did take the time and make several different styles of him. So he's got the question. I moved through. He's got different gestures. It's gonna be interesting.
Of course.
Yes.
Something to look forward to,
But-
audience.
Yes. As well as we're going to have to do an outro and an intro for music eventually. But at the moment, I'm going to ask you to put up the big screen, the big cue to end us out.
Okay, just give me 1 minute. There we go.
Click.
Thanks, guys, for watching,
All right.
and have a good one.
Okay, so I'll hang up before we leave, before
Okay.
you shut that thing off. Catch us here at gatorandfrog.com. We're here again every 2 weeks, as well as gaming every other week. That was Nemo. You can catch him at Nemo Space. Just Google it on the YouTube, or look down the sidebar, or low bar, I should say. And I am the Canadian Rogue. You can find me in the Google machine, or you can scroll all the way down to the low bar and click a link.
Yep.
With that, we bid you all adieu.
Peace out.